Come in, Starfox. This is Corneria Defense Force Headquarters. Do you read?
Loud and clear. James McLeod here, General. Starfox is on approach to Venom. No indications yet of any suspicious activity. We'll let you know what we find.
Proceed with caution. You're the first to set eyes on that place in years. And thank you for accepting this mission, James. You're the only one I can trust.
General Pepper, do you read me? Something's jamming long-range comms. Stay sharp, team.
Are you seeing this, James? According to my instruments, the atmosphere is highly toxic.
And we're doing this job for next to nothing? We're supposed to be mercs, not chumps.
There's more at stake here than our bottom line, Pigma.
Yeah, sure.
General Pepper says his people have detected signs of activity on Venom's surface. He's concerned it has something to do with Dr. Andros.
It's been years since Andros was banished here, James. If the atmosphere is poisonous...
All the more reason to figure out what's going on. Dr. Andros made mistakes, and he paid the price for them. But whatever else he is a genius. Maybe he found a way to survive.
Our leader. Such a bleeding heart.
Where'd they come from?
Defensive formation! Pigma, where are you going?
It's like you told me. I'm getting into formation.
You two-timing swine!
What can I say? My new boss pays better.
Corneria must suffer. Death to all who stand in the way of my vengeance.
Was that Dr. Andros?
Don't let them escape!
I can't shake him.
Hey, Peppy! Catch!
James!
Peppy, are you there? Come in, Peppy. Do you read me? I'm losing altitude. Peppy, you need to get out of here. Warn the General.
Not without you, James.
That's an order. Peppy, keep an eye on Fox.
Fox. Fox, come in. Are you synced to the training module?
Coming online. I read you loud and clear, Peppy.
Good. I realize you're no stranger to the R-Wing, but it's important for team cohesion that we all run this exercise together. You know, when your dad was in charge, he would...
Ancient history, Peppy. This is my Starfox, and we're doing things my way.
Alright, so I didn't want to talk over that intro because it's brand new.
Welcome to the
but
R-Wing's introductory
I'm
training
willing
module.
to talk over the training mode. Because, I mean, the
and
training mode
operate its
was a
primary
part of the
features.
original
Try
N64
maneuvering now.
version of this, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think it was ever
The
mandatory
R-Wing is equipped with
that they
customizable
made you
flight
do this.
controls.
But yeah, I'm going to talk over this training. Sorry, training guy. I don't remember your name, even though it just popped up. My bad, man. But I'm so excited to play this, and gotta be honest, like, it definitely does look really nice, and
Nicely done, Fox.
I do understand, you know, the complaint
is a
that
particularly
it
useful
is, you
technique.
know, Star Fox 64
Left
for
or
like the
right
third
more
or
quickly,
fourth
you
time.
can tilt into turns.
But gonna be honest, I was so hyped to get my hands on a copy of this and actually start playing this game because, dude, I love the original Star Fox 64. And just
Try
to
tilting to
explain
fly
a
through
little
the
bit on
obstacles.
how I want to do this playthrough is there's a lot of new sorry, I apologize. Oh, I almost lost my voice there. What I was trying to say is that there's a lot of new cutscenes that are added to this game that, honestly, I really like, because it kind of gives it a more, like, the way that the cutscenes are, they give it more of, like, a strategic feeling vibe, as well as just kind of gives, you know, more context to a lot of the missions that you do, and then a lot of the planets that you go to, as well as even providing some context for the fact that you can change branching pathways and all of that. So I think that's just so cool that they have all of that in there. So I'm going to try to not talk over any of the cutscenes that are played, but for something like this, where it's literally just the training, I am, totally fine with just ignoring it. And
a somersault
also,
is one of the special maneuvers available to you.
Something that I want to mention for this is, I think just because there is, while I'm playing this, I'm going to be honest, there are going to be a ton of references for me to kind of, point to the N64 version of this. And for simplicity, I think whenever I'm talking about the N64 version, I'm gonna call it, Starfox N64.
This just like the real thing.
And whenever I am referring to the Switch 2 version, this version,
for pity's sakes, Libby.
I'm just gonna say,
That one's on me.
I'm just gonna call it Starfox for simplicity, because that's what it's called
When you lose a wing, your
the
R-Wing's
cover.
handling will be
So
affected.
I think I'm just gonna call it, Starfox,
Collecting a wing
just for
repair item will
simplicity. So
restore
just
your
to
wings.
clear that up, if I specifically say 64, then I'm talking about the original. If I say just Starfox, then I'm talking specifically about this
The R-Wing
Switch
comes
2
combat ready with a
version.
dynamic weapons array.
So hopefully that makes
Fire
it a
your
little
laser
less
now.
confusing,
It's your primary
because, I feel like, comparing it to 64, there's just going to be a lot of things to talk about between, this and 64. So, in terms of actually doing like a comprehensive review and that kind of thing, I think I'm going to wait until after I've finished my playthrough to actually do a full kind of review on it. So stick around till after the series is over if you want to see me give it, an extensive review and give my full thoughts on the game. But
Won't be able to fire
I
another
do
charged
think
shot
while
your
I'm
first
going
shot is
through
airborne.
this, there are very much going to be some stuff that I talk about that I like,
Lock
that I
on to some
dislike,
enemies when your laser
as
is
I'm,
fully charged.
playing it as it's like in the moment and just kind of
Use
pops
a
up.
charged shot to
So,
destroy a group of enemies.
we'll see kind of how it goes, but I'm like, for the most part, I do want to try and wait till after
Performing a barrel
I
roll
finish
generates a
both
shield that will
routes,
repel
'cause
enemy fire.
I'm gonna do the easy route, the hard route,
Try
and
a
then
barrel roll
also
now.
I do wanna just show
I
off
like to see.
a bunch of the other planets, because there is a ton of those in-between planets that you can kind of get here and there. So I do also want to show just every planet off before I
You can collect and store up to 9
actually
bombs.
go through and officially review everything about it, as well as, gonna try out the multiplayer, the challenge mode, basically just the whole, 9 yards to get, as much information on
You
it
can
as
even launch a bomb
possible.
when locked onto an enemy.
But with all that out of the way, I do, just want to talk about, Starfox, because I'm so excited to play this. I've said it before, but honestly, I really hope that this game does well, because I would love for them to continue to make more Starfox games, and I think very much with the Starfox 64 formula that was implemented and how they went about it with Starfox, I think that they could honestly, do so much with that. So I do want to see. I do hope it does really well, so that they'll continue to make more stuff on this. Obviously, it's gonna take a while because probably gonna. It's like, first of all, this just released, and then you gotta look at all the, how it did, and then probably decide, what they're gonna do. So there's just, so much time that it's honestly gonna take for them to actually, go about making like a new game, if they decide to do that. But
it's critical you keep an eye on
like,
your shield
in terms
gauge.
of, the formula, they have a winning formula, and I think this game is a lot of fun. And honestly, I think I've mentioned this before, but like Starfox 64 was my first introduction to the Starfox series. If I'm being honest, I don't even fully remember how we got our copy of Starfox. I just remember that, at some point we picked it up on the N64, and me and my older brother have kind of just been, hooked and like super attached to the series ever since. But
you can fly in any
I honestly, it's like thinking back on it, I'm like, I don't know how we ended up getting our copy. It could have even been, from like we rented it from like a Blockbuster or something like forever ago, and we ended up liking it, and so our parents eventually ended up buying one for us. So, but either way, I'm like, however we got it, I'm sure glad we did, because, man, I played so much of that. That was ironically one of those that I feel like my family did not do a lot of multiplayer on, though. Because our multiplayer games ended up being a lot more, like Mario Kart, which is a bit to be more expected, and Dr. Mario, and that was kind of like our big multiplayer games. We have played the multiplayer before, me and some of our siblings, but I'm like,
how about we make this a bit
I feel like, I feel like.
Warning, simulation safety protocols.
Sorry, I'm trying to like look and think at the same time. But basically, what I was saying is that, like, when we did play the multiplayer mode,
I'll show you how a real pilot does it.
Like, I felt like my younger siblings specifically were not like as much into it as me and my older brother were, but
This is excessive.
so this ended up being, much more of like a single player experience. Like, me and my older brother, I feel like both have played the campaign so many times. And I'll take a short break for the cutscene here.
Hey, who pulled the plug? Things were just getting good.
Sure, you almost managed to keep up with me.
Ha! Our self-proclaimed leader thinks he's real funny.
Guess we'll have to wait for the rematch.
You're all missing the point of the exercise entirely.
It's fine, Peppy. You worry too much.
Somebody has to. Or didn't you hear the alert? Rob's got the commanding officer of the Corneria Defense Force on hold.
You don't say. Old General Pepper himself hailing our humble band of mercenaries? This ought to be good. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
For the sake of this, I'm obviously gonna do the campaign right now. I'll get to all the other stuff later. But back to the cutscenes.
Incoming hail from General Pepper. Priority 1 communication. Patching him through now.
We need your help, Starfox.
Hey there, General. You seem a little on edge.
Andross's invasion has found its way to our doorstep. His forces are laying siege to Corneria as we speak. The Corneria Defense Force is spread too thin. I need your team to get down there and launch a counteroffensive.
That's no small ask, General. But as it happens, my team's available to deploy immediately. For a price.
Andross's forces have already occupied numerous worlds throughout the system. If they take Corneria, then all hope is lost. Save Corneria. Liberate the Lylat system, and you can name your price.
You've got yourself a deal. It's a pleasure doing business with you, General. Prep the R-Wings. We've got a job to do, Starfox. We're gonna take the system back from Andross. One planet at a time. Atmospheric entry complete. Extend the wings. G-diffuser systems check. Sound off, team.
Slippy here. So far, so good.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Falco here. G-diffuser seems fine. Let's go already.
Enemy targets up ahead. Let's rock and roll!
So, for the sake of making this kind of work the best that it can in the series, I'm gonna be showing the easy route first and then the hard route second, and then afterwards I'll go back and show all of the miscellaneous planets that I didn't end up going to.
Oh, you got him?
So when I first played this, I did go with the hard route first, just because, gonna be honest, like in my personal playthroughs nowadays, I almost exclusively go the hard route, if I'm being honest, and getting the true ending.
Everybody, stay alert.
So, but I'm like, for the sake of, just making sure, I discover everything that they've got in this, I definitely did want to not skip out on any planet. No matter if, how much I love / hate them in the original. Gotta see what every planet has to offer. And I do think that, some of the stuff that they did in this has changed my opinions on some of the planets for better and for worse. So. But that's another thing that I was thinking of doing at some later points, is actually ranking the planets in this game.
Guess I owe you.
So let me know if you guys would be interested in that, me doing a list of just my personal least to most favorite planets, because I feel like I've watched someone do a list on them, and the first planet that they did, I was like, oh, but I actually like that planet. But, you know, just makes me realize it's like, yeah, everyone, you know, has got different tastes, so.
Too bad, Fox. Maybe next time.
But I will say, you know, I did mention it earlier, but I do think that graphically, this game looks very beautiful.
Just ahead.
And I think it's just so cool to, like, don't get me wrong, you know, I love the charming polygons of the N64 graphics as much as the next guy. Gonna be honest, it's like
A ground assault map.
the, you know, polygon graphics of like Mario 64 is part of, you know, why I feel it's so iconic. So I definitely do
I'm going to enjoy crushing you.
have a huge soft spot for
Enemy
those
shield
good old
coming your way now.
polygon graphics, but I really like a lot of the graphical changes that they made in this just because it does look so pretty.
My Emperor! I failed you!
And it's so, I don't know, it's like, it's that feeling of like, you know, almost gives you like some goosebumps of just seeing like
That mech looks tough, but it was no
all
match
the
for
stuff
us.
that like you know and
Reminded
love
me of
and
fighting
remember
alongside your dad.
from
Didn't even break a sweat. How
from
about
back
you,
in your
Fox?
childhood, kind of like upgraded to a modern graphical scale, and yeah, it gives me goosebumps. It's like, oh, I can't stress it enough, just, you know, how excited I am to be playing this.